All right, everyone. Thank you for downloading another episode of the Retro Gamers, because we are live from Buffalo Wild Wings, the kind of home away from home for the More of the Same network, because a lot of the podcasts come from here. But Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And Anthony's literally across the table from me.
Yeah, I was going to say Anthony physically here.
What's going on, Ant?
I don't know. If this is your podcast headquarters, I think we may need to rethink a few things.
I'm not saying headquarters, but it's the home away. It's the official eatery of the More of the Same network.
Yeah, no, I think we need to upgrade.
This is where it all started, with me and the host of the Inn and the Yang.
I'm from Southern California. I need healthy food.
What?
We only eat lettuce like rabbits.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. But no, Ant's in town. Ant, how was your flight in?
It was good. It was very nice. I got in on a lovely Sunday afternoon, and I already wish I was home.
Oh, because of the cold.
Yes, exactly that. It's the cold.
That LA heat.
Yes, absolutely.
But no, it's good to see you as always.
Good to see you as well.
When we get together for these live shows, and we have a special guest. You've heard him here before, and he's frequently mentioned on the Better Half podcast as well.
Probably badly.
Sometimes. Anthony Tesaverdi.
Hello.
How you doing? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. It's been a little while since, actually, the last time you were on the show was here.
Yes.
At Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right.
Because we all eat like Gavones.
Right, but I wasn't here.
You were here in spirit.
You were here in spirit because Verdi made mention of when you threw the controller across the room.
Oh, yeah, so
yes.
Which I will own up to. I did do that. and I have done that on more than one occasion.
This was an epic meltdown, I think, that we were talking about.
It used to be really unfair. Everybody would team up against me because I was too damn good.
Sure. So
I will have you know that I have not thrown a controller in a very long time.
That's good. Well, now they go a lot farther.
They do, because they're a lot lighter.
And they're not wired.
Well, and, you can definitely do damage with them.
So anything new with you as far as, at least in the gaming world? Anything new? Even modern stuff?
No.
All right. Very good.
Absolutely not.
No? No new hockey games?
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah. Goodbye, folks. I figured like the new Madden or the
No,
NHL.
Unfortunately, right now, my video game life is put on hold.
All right, fair enough.
But as soon as it does come back, you gotta hook up Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
I can't stop playing.
That game is ridiculous.
I have a whole list of games that I'm looking to get into once I get settled down with certain aspects of my life. So.
All right. Very cryptic. I like it.
Save that for the better half.
Yes,
that'll be tomorrow. With hopefully you'll be able to get some of this on sale anyway. So maybe you holding off.
Yeah, like Friday 13th, the new Call of Duty.
Oh, World War II is awesome.
Yeah.
Very
South
good.
Park, Fractured Butthole.
Yes. Actually, I heard some people talking about that too. Actually, they have a new mobile game too. That's supposed to be really good.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And a Division. God damn it, get the Division.
What's the Division?
Yeah,
it's on Xbox One and PS4. We get it for Xbox One.
Okay.
It's a Tom Clancy.
Oh, okay.
It's the one that takes place basically in New York City.
Oh, it's like the future one, right?
No. It's now. Basically, what happens is like a virus that's spread across New York City that's killed a lot of people, and you're part of this group that has to go out and find the cure and stop the people spreading the virus. But if you know, we were all born and raised in Brooklyn, so we know New York City.
Yeah?
If you know New York City, you know where to go in this game because
really?
the main headquarters is the post office across from the Garden. Mm-hmm. The first level is in Madison Square Garden, and you walk in and it's inside the Garden. And
is it during a sports game and everybody's getting slaughtered?
No, well, everyone's already slaughtered, but not from a sports game. I don't know if you'll like this or not, but a lot of the villains in the beginning levels is the sanitation.
Yes.
Nice.
So the in-game DSNY going around lighting people on fire with their flamethrowers. So
pretty evil.
But no, it's well worth it for a modern game.
That.
It's awesome. It's so fun to play. Anything classic you've been playing, or just kind of picked up or anything? Because I know
I play Cookie Jam on my phone.
there you go. We'll take it.
Right.
Hey, listen, modern, mobile gaming.
You
You got to get
you're
into
going
it.
somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Not anywhere good, but you're going somewhere.
That's pretty much it. I'm on level. I just started. I'm on level 124.
There you go.
So.
Very nice.
And that's probably an early level for a mobile game.
I was just going to say, you haven't hit the 1,000 yet?
In the regular Cookie Jam, I'm at.
Oh.
I'm at 1,000. So.
Very nice.
Any? You get Switch or anything like that?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Holiday season, Santa Claus maybe.
I'm thinking about a couple of things to get the little guy.
All right.
You know.
Is he playing? Does he play?
He was playing. He was playing the Wii U a lot.
Okay.
And because right now, I me personally, I feel like the other systems, like the Xbox One, my systems.
You've always been into
I
the
don't
Xbox.
play.
Oh yeah.
Those are the grown-ups.
Yeah, right.
They really are.
I think
They
they're a
have
little
been.
too advanced
are.
for him right now.
Yeah.
So, but the Wii, the Wii U, he plays Mario Kart
Good.
and a couple of other games he likes.
right.
So.
Excellent. And how far are you in with Odyssey?
Not far at all.
Okay.
I think I'm on the 3rd level.
Oh, all right.
So, no, I didn't get very far.
I mean-
I got distracted.
What game?
Super Mario
Super
Odyssey.
Mario
The game
Odyssey.
is
Okay.
fantastic.
Absolutely great game.
Yeah.
I needed to play something else because I finally beat Zelda after 6 months.
I mean, to put the scope of the game in perspective, Super Mario 64 had what 151
I think
stars.
No, I think you needed.
It was a weird number.
No, it was like 121. 120. I think it was 121
that,
stars in Mario.
to get
64.
all the stars.
Yes.
In Super Mario Odyssey, there's 999 moons to collect, literally.
And you got them?
No. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm not even close.
I'm just
okay.
saying, like the scope of like how
I
it
think-
went from
I think-
Super Mario 64
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
to
Larry,
Odyssey.
I think Larry's on like in the.
That's a small
700s or
feat for
something.
Anthony.
Oh.
So
Larry, how far are you?
Honestly, like 270 something.
Oh, you're only on 270
Yeah.
something. Okay, I have no
I'm
idea how
down.
many I have because I don't know where to find the number.
It's on the sales when you launch the
Oh,
Odyssey.
okay, I'll
That's
look
what
for
that number is.
Oh, I'm not paying
Yeah.
attention.
You just skip.
No, I'm just too busy playing other games.
Fair enough. So we're in town. We're here with Thanksgiving. Actually, by the time this drops, already passed.
Yes, Thanksgiving is over, Black Friday is over, but we can't tell you what we bought because we're recording before it.
Yes. Because I like to point out the obvious.
But I will say that the Black Friday sales look really, really awesome. So we can discuss that next week.
Okay.
Because I will be shopping.
All right. Excellent. Anything? Do you have anything like that you want? Like anything that you're looking to hopefully get?
GameStop's doing 2-for-1 on pre-owned games, so I'm going to stock up on the GameCube games I never played because we talked about that like a week or two ago.
Yes.
So like Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
I think I'm going to pick up some of those, and then I think South Park is. I think the cheapest I found it is $32 or $33. The new South Park game.
I think I saw. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon or Walmart.
Ooh.
Same thing with WWE 2K18.
I know, I saw that,
I need
yeah.
to get that just so I can see my name
Yeah.
in the credits.
I really thought you bought it when I bought it too, so I went and pre-ordered it already.
Yeah, he pre-ordered.
So-
I think, and I was buying it at the same time. And I said no, I was going to wait until Black Friday because we had this whole idea of like we'll go online, we'll all play,
Yeah.
all of us again, and he's just going to wait a little longer.
Oh well. So, do you plan on picking anything up for Black Friday for you yourself or your kids?
maybe Battlefront 2.
Okay. Hey, did you hear about the DLC issues that the game's having?
I believe he has.
Yeah, actually, I did.
I hate portable recorders sometimes. But all right. So you were saying before I realized that I wasn't recording for just a few seconds there. I got the first part of it. Don't worry. Yeah. So they're suspending the DLC part of it.
Yeah, they're suspending the in-game purchases,
Okay.
where you had to buy crystals to unlock certain characters and things
Yeah.
like that. They're suspending that for now, and they're basically now. I think they're going to try and change it where certain achievements unlock because people will complain
I
that it
heard
would be
about
too very
that.
disadvantage.
I saw a meme. They were like, "Oh, are you playing as Darth Vader yet? I will in 40 hours."
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
And what happens? You would unlock things like I guess packages, if you want to call them.
Yeah.
Where power ups for each character, and you would unlock power ups for characters that you didn't even unlock.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
That's interesting.
So you would buy, you would use the
You're
crystals.
buying all these things
yeah,
that you can't use.
That you can't exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the That was the big issue.
Dirty, rotten thieves.
You remember the good old days when there was no DLC? Everything was on the game that you needed?
Yep.
Yeah, and you just needed to unlock it by either completing something or put a code in
There you
or
go.
get that good old Game Genie.
I never had a
Game
Game
Genie.
Genie.
Oh, I had a Game
You had?
Genie.
Do you have a Game Genie? I
had a
never
Game Genie.
Yeah. Because the Game Genie would do cool stuff.
No, I know
It
it did.
wasn't
I
just, like, level selecting
like I
stuff,
didn't
like
get
it-
it at a like. Oh, I don't want to do it. I just never got around to getting it.
Oh, no, I remember having it for, I want to say Genesis, I think.
It was
I
for
had.
Genesis,
Yeah.
and there was another one.
There was
too.
one
I
Super
think
Nintendo.
For Super Nintendo.
Oh, there was. Yeah, there was for
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
They pretty
But
much
I think I
had
had it for the Genesis only. I don't
Okay.
think I had it for Super Nintendo. I don't know why I had it for the Genesis.
Got to break that. Do you still have it?
No.
Oh,
No, I don't know. No, I don't like cheating anymore. I play my games on the up and up.
You do, and you're actually. I have to say, Anthony's gameplays, Anthony Rippo's gameplays lately on the Retro Gamers page, especially the ones that we do with conjunction with Victims and Villains and the PS Midnight Cast.
Hey, Josh.
What's up, Josh and Brandon? What's going on, boys? Brandon, I'll see you in New Orleans. He'll be down there for WrestleMania. The number of views and likes and how our page jumps up when Rippo does it versus when I do it, he's picking the right games and he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but people are no. I mean, all I'm doing is picking a game and playing it. I have no idea what happens.
He's done it with Nightmare on Elm Street
Several times.
several times. Yeah,
And I still haven't beaten it.
Well, I have a question. I mean, I know you've beaten a lot of games in your time.
Yeah.
How many games have you beaten?
We've had this discussion. We've had this discussion many times.
honestly,
Because I always remember Larry never.
He
like,
never
No, I
finished
never
any
beat.
of
No,
his
I never
games.
have.
However, I will say though, now that we're live streaming, he's starting to beat games.
Oh,
Lately, it's been good, and they're all old games.
Yep.
But before this, like the first game I've ever beaten was Contra, granted with the Konami
Right.
code, but that was the first one I beat. And then after that, I don't even think I barely got to any of the Super Mario Brothers. Maybe Super Mario Brothers 2.
okay.
And then beyond that, because I would get a game, play it, but then if I got a new game, I'd stop playing the old one.
Okay.
So
It was just whatever was hot at the moment.
kind of, sort of,
Yeah.
yeah. So admittedly, I never got around to beating the games. But like Ant said, lately, since I'm doing the live streams, I've beaten on live. I've beaten Super C. I beat Contra without the Konami code. I got to the end of Splatterhouse.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was cool. I wasn't even filming, and I beat one of the Mega Mans on Game Boy.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, I was just playing, and wham, got that done. So I don't know if it's either A, now my patience is different, and I know how to...
or the pressure's on because it's
Well,
live.
that too. That
You got to perform.
and if a lot of my ex-girlfriends know, I'm not good at that. And I come out here, I feel like I'm on a different episode.
Yeah, you save that for the better half, please.
And we'll mark that time frame. I kind of think it's because I am older and I realize now to pace myself, take my time, don't just run and gun through these games.
Yep.
Right.
I think that's what's getting, because when I was doing Contra without the Konami code, I was fairly much taking my time.
Right.
I'm familiar with the game, but I was just taking my time and I was just going slowly. And I think maybe the maturity, as much maturity as I've had over the years, I think is what led me to beat a lot of these games. Now, God help me with these new games. I just can't put the time and effort into them anymore.
No.
Except for something like Odyssey.
I was just going to say they take a lot of time to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was always the mature kid, so and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm a perfectionist and I'm a completionist.
Well, that you
and I
are.
have to finish things that I start, so that's why I would always beat every game I own. And I can say I didn't beat them all.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
still fighting to beat Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know why I can't finish that game.
Listen, that last series, you have to fight
It's that last
Freddy
level.
on all
I just
that.
can't get past that last level. It's
I don't
killing
think I've ever beaten a Nintendo game.
Really?
The original NES?
Yeah.
No, I started
Not
beating
even
games
Super
with
Mario?
Genesis.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh,
first
well,
one?
maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
I feel like everybody who ever played that
Yeah.
game beat it.
Yeah.
Well, what have you gotten on? What was the first game you ever beat?
First game I ever beat,
That you remember.
Sonic the Hedgehog with the Genesis.
Really?
Ah,
I've never come close to beating that. I'll
Great.
tell you that right now.
That was my first game.
I think I beat the first and second one. I kind of fizzled out on the third because I stopped caring. and to this day, I still own, and I've said this before, I own Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 for Sony PlayStation, beat Tomb Raider 1, got stuck in Tomb Raider 2. I've never played Tomb Raider 3 because I refused to play it until I finished Tomb Raider 2.
Oh, I'm like that with God of War. I got very far in God of War 1.
That's because God of War is a story. Like,
Yeah.
you had to play the first one before you played the second one to understand what was going on.
Exactly.
Tomb Raider, you really didn't. Tomb Raider,
No, you
yeah.
really didn't. It's just that that's the way that I am. I'm stubborn as hell.
Well, if you
It's
think
like,
about
yeah,
it, you and Frank can now play, you wouldn't have been able to play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 until you beat the first one, so you and Frank
That's
got
very
that.
true. And if they would have come out with a sequel, we probably would have
They
played
did
it.
come out with a sequel.
When did it come out?
I don't know, a long time ago. I bought it for like $40. It was used.
Yeah, no, I
Wait, Baldur's Gate?
Remember Baldur's Gate Dark
Yeah.
Alliance?
Yeah, no, it was the game that, like, when Frank and I were roommates, Frank from the better half, when Frank and I were roommates, we played through that game together on my GameCube. We get all the way to the end, and all it said at the end was, you'll find out what happens when you buy the second one. And we were like, what the hell? I was like, talk about a bait and switch. It was absolutely terrible.
But these, with the live streams, like I said, though, Anthony, I think it's the games that you've picked, because you've picked Nightmare on Elm Street, which not a lot of people have played. And when you just blowing through Legend of Zelda, because of how good you are with that game.
Well, I didn't blow through it. It took me a long time.
No, but you were going faster than the normal human being would. I still don't know where barely any of the hidden, like the entrances are.
I know, and that I'm telling you, that 8th and 9th level, I just can't remember the maps perfectly anymore. They drive me nuts. I did better on the 9th level than I usually do.
And it could also be because no one wants to hear me. Because when I do the streams, I talk. I try and interact with people.
Right.
And Ant's got the old, as I call it, the ASMR gameplay, where he doesn't talk, which is fine, and he just plays the game.
Well, I think. Well, this is my theory, though. I think
Nothing wrong with it.
I think people who are watching live streams just want to watch the gameplay. They don't want to hear somebody talking over the gameplay.
True.
So I think that maybe that's the big difference between yours and mine.
It could be.
I strongly recommend just try one. And see what happens.
Certainly going to try. I wanted to play.
Even my Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which
I forgot you did that
had,
one, too.
I had very few live, people watching me live. I was like, and that still did pretty well. So,
like I said, I think
love that game, by the way.
I never played it.
I got to play through it. I've never played through all 100 levels, but I got to go back.
See, that's what I got to do. I got to pick a game I've never played.
Yeah, I mean, I also like picking weird games because I feel like a lot of live streamers out there won't always pick those games. So
That's true.
It's an opportunity for people to see a game they probably don't normally see, except for Zelda, of course. I just had to play through that.
You were doing amazing on Zelda.
I had a blast. I beat it. It took me 2.5 hours, but I beat it.
That's all right. And 2 streams, and Facebook took down one of them, so it don't matter.
Yeah, Facebook took down my first stream because they said that the music in the game was licensed to some guy who did a remix. So I wrote back. So I told they give you an option saying that it was a mistake. I'm like, of course this is a mistake. I go, that guy doesn't own it.
If anything, Nintendo should be telling me to take this down.
Exactly. So they put it back up and they haven't taken it
Oh,
down
okay.
again,
Well, like I said, a friend of ours who shares a lot of the streams that we do, which we really appreciate, over at Super Retro Game Time, Player One, who does a lot of good live streams. He had DuckTales taken down multiple times because of the music. From the NES game.
Oh, okay.
And even I was telling Ant before you showed up, Verdi, when I played Super Mario, I did a live stream of Super Mario World, and I was going to be like, I'm going to play every level, every board. Boy, how quickly I forgot how daunting that game is. And I was not going to do that in a short period of time. But when I put that video up on the YouTube page, search More365, MOHR365, and you can find the Retro Gamers there as well. I literally got about 47 emails. Nothing bad. Like it said, you're not in trouble. Your account's not being frozen or anything. But there's a copyright for every level. The different music. I got an email saying this is copyrighted. This is copyrighted. This is copyrighted.
Wow.
I almost find it weird that a game that old. Nowadays, I think it's something different because they do use a lot of licensed music. But back then, just the fact that YouTube can pull that out of the air and find the licensing for each level. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, I think that's just their job. It's all in a database somewhere.
Oh, it's the algorithms, of course.
Exactly. So, I think it's pretty easy for them to do that now.
Now, to avoid that issue in the future, like, would you maybe just mute the TV or
I've seen
and just
that
play
happen.
music in the background?
I was going to say though, then it defeats the purpose of really playing the game.
Yeah.
Part of the greatness of a game is its music.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the one I got. The one I got through YouTube, it said, like, look, you're not in trouble. We're not taking the video down. We're just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
So, and, like, does it mean I can't run ads on it? I'm not sure because I technically made a penny
Well,
off
that's when
of
you
it.
start making money. Well, see,
Right.
it's weird, too, because, like, a lot of, like, top 10 videos and things that you watch on YouTube, I mean, it's all gameplay and stuff, and those things are all owned by somebody. But normally on those, like, they'll actually credit the
Yeah.
source. So in other words, like, property of Nintendo or
I guess I should start
Sega
doing
or
that.
whatever it was. I mean, it's conceivable to just do that if you want to cover your bases. But at the same time, it's like so many people do it. I don't see, and it's not like you're not posting the game itself online to like download illegally. You're posting video of gameplay of it. People can't really do anything with that except watch it.
Right,
Correct.
exactly.
And
So
not only
I
that,
can't
I'm
see-
talking over it.
Right, so I can't see that being
No,
even if you're
but-
not talking over it. I mean, I feel like I can't see that being an issue because for that reason, it's like nobody else can play the game. They're
True.
just watching you play the game.
I
you own.
it's all we're working it all out, but the live streams, like I said, have been doing really
We're going to need
good.
a lawyer soon, aren't we?
Oh, man, I hope not.
Well, you could take that 6 cents we made off of YouTube for that video, for our Retro Gamers video, and you could put it towards that.
I'm sure you can use some of your work connections to get a good lawyer.
Oh, I know a few entertainment lawyers.
Out there in Hollywood. And then and also when you watch the live streams, it's kind of fun. We started doing this, we did in August, because we started doing it with the wrestling.
The live streaming,
The
we started
wrestling
with wrestling
games.
because of SummerSlam. Yes.
So, but to see how that all started,
No,
where
we started in July with
we did
Castlevania
that's right, we did start with July.
because of the Castlevania series.
Did you watch that Netflix Castlevania series?
Yes.
It's fantastic, right?
Very short, but it was
4
really
episodes,
good.
but they got a second season.
Really
so.
solid. It was a great test run.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, like when you see where we started doing it. I mean, I don't know if you've watched any of them, Verdi, but
Probably not.
we
Based on that expression.
yeah, that blank stare at me, like
okay,
why
I don't want-
why do I
I don't
have a
want
microphone in my hand?
I'm usually at work when Larry's streaming.
Yeah, we learned that one the hard way too. Yeah, here I am, like trying to 7 o'clock in the evening. This should be fine.
Here we go. And I'm sitting in a meeting. I'm like, it's 4 o'clock here.
I'm like,
I'm at work.
why is Anthony not helping me in the chat room? What is going on here? See where we started? We're just pointing the cell phone. We're just right at the screen.
Yep.
To now, getting some of the programs that we use. Even watching like Josh and Brandon kind of evolving.
Yes.
How they do it.
We're kind of getting professional.
We sort of are, which is a little scary.
I'm frightened.
It's terrifying to know.
But I'm always frightened of you.
Listen, I got to just do this with 2 more shows and I'm good to go.
Well, you came a long way, Larry.
Yeah.
I say Larry because this is Larry's thing,
It is.
This is like
No, you're absolutely
in a
right.
sense where this is what Larry's always wanted to do.
It honestly,
You know what I mean?
it really is.
I
You
know the
me-
only thing left for you to do now is you need to do a game show podcast.
Ooh.
Or
I think Rippo just.
a politics podcast.
Well, you know what, Larry? I think you and I could have a very interesting political.
Oh, I'm sure.
podcast.
I'm sure.
Left, right, and crazy.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Write it down.
Write that down.
Left, right, and crazy.
I'm saying, I think your pitch for a game show podcast.
Oh boy.
We may have to talk about
Well,
that.
you know, as someone who's been on 2 game shows himself,
As you've mentioned,
and has been an audience member on several others,
were you in The Price is Right?
I was on the Price. I was in the audience for The Price is Right with my mother.
I don't imagine either one of you being called down. Funk.
Well, we couldn't get called down because I got special tickets
Oh.
from somebody who worked for the company. Yeah, I knew somebody who worked at the company, so there was no way we were going to get on the show. But we got a nice backstage tour. And
That's
I
cool.
think they put us in the 2nd or 3rd row. We had
Was Bob
reserved
Barker
seats.
still around, or was it Drew Carey?
No, this is true.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah.
But we were right behind everybody, so you can see us in every shot
that's
when they
cool.
were doing the prices. I bet $1, Bob. And there we are.
$1. So yeah, no, with the live streams, definitely there's a lot of future ahead of it. Then this month we're doing games that we're thankful for. That's why I play Super Mario World, because if it wasn't for that Super Mario Brothers series, I wouldn't be playing games as we speak.
And that's why I played Zelda. I think I've beaten every Zelda game on a console. Not the handhelds, but I think I've killed every game on the consoles. Not counting the CDI.
Well, then you haven't.
Those games were trash.
You haven't completed every.
No, those
game.
were those don't count.
Oh, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible.
Stupid Nintendo. What were you thinking going with Philips?
You definitely, when you get a chance, definitely download, because there are some of the Game Boy Advance games on
Yes,
the Wii
no,
U.
I know. Those are my next
especially
ones.
the Minish Cap.
Those
Try
are
the
definitely
Minish
ones I want to crack. For sure.
Any games that you're thankful for growing up,
Growing up,
or just thankful for in
there were
general?
there were a million games we used to play.
you know that I think.
Do you remember Rich DePinto's birthday sleepover? And we played caveman games like the whole
Oh my
night.
God,
and there was the,
caveman games.
We could not. Well, it was the only one with multiple
What
players.
was the game also where we used to rent it all the time with like the monsters?
The Monsters.
Monsters.
It was like a tournament, like a
King of the Monsters?
No, it was. It was almost like a Street Fighter type of setup, but it was like different monsters that you had to pick.
Primal Rage?
No.
No. This was earlier. This
Yeah,
was like
this
Super
was-
Nintendo.
yeah.
Oh.
This is like Nintendo Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I feel like we were
Genesis,
just talking about
something
this
like
last
that.
week.
No,
With the
well, I thought it was-
the kaiju games and stuff
Are we
like
talking
that.
about?
It was like a
We're not
giant,
talking about
like a giant crab. Remember that?
It wasn't King of the Monsters.
I'm pretty sure it was King of the
You know the
Monsters.
arcade game King of the Monsters?
No, it wasn't
where
King-
you fought in the city and there was like
No, it wasn't
electrified
King.
fences
No,
on
it
both
wasn't King of
sides?
the Monsters. It was something
Oh.
else.
I can't remember that one.
It is going to bug the hell out of me now.
Uh-oh.
What else?
I don't remember that. But I do remember the Caveman Games Marathon.
Yeah, the
we had.
Caveman-
Because it had multiple players, so we did that. And California Games, I remember
Yeah.
us playing that too.
Remember TNC Surf Design?
Yes.
I hated that game.
That game's.
I used to rent it every week.
I couldn't figure it out.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was a terrible game.
But I would sit there playing
Well,
over and over again.
Well, that was the same. Like, I love California Games, but I hated the surfing.
Yes.
Couldn't do the surfing. I was awful at that. But
Stupid
anyway,
TNC
I
Surf.
have no idea what that monster game was. I'm completely forgetting it. The crab.
Yeah, it was like
Crab.
like you could be a robot or like a giant crab, like a man crab or whatever it
No.
was.
I remember. To me, it almost sounds like the muscle game, the muscle wrestling game.
Yeah,
gosh.
but oh man,
But it
I
wasn't
can't-
that.
You know
No,
what?
no,
I'm gonna
it's
go
coming-
home tonight. I'm gonna lay down and go to bed. The name's just gonna pop in my head.
It's
That's
coming back to
exactly
me.
what's gonna happen.
Anybody who listens to this and wants to post it on our Facebook page, please do, because
Yes,
this is going to bug me.
And your wife is going to be like, "What?
What are you?
Are you
think- what are
talking
doing?
No, she'll be
about?"
sound asleep. All right.
Okay. You'll just be on your phone trying to look it up tonight.
What else was there? Like
Well,
I know you used to play all the Star Wars games.
yes. Well, like I said, I did. I mean, I had the
The one where
Nintendo.
Vader
I
turns
played.
into a
I
crab?
played. You know, I had Nintendo game stuff, but I really didn't start becoming a video game guy until Genesis,
Okay.
and then that's when I played Sonic the Hedgehog, the Cap Attack.
Oh, did you?
Toe
I
Jam
forgot
and
about
Earl,
that Toe
yeah.
Jam and
I
Earl.
love Toe Jam and Earl.
Those are the games that's when I started really getting into the gaming.
Was there, and I know you come from a large family, so this may be a little different
Okay.
compared to what my holidays were like, but like, did you tend to get your games around the holiday season?
No, we were
I mean,
spoiled.
and your birthday.
We were spoiled.
Oh, okay.
Birthdays.
You know, whenever we wanted to.
Well, there was like a birthday in your house every month.
Yeah, that was another thing.
Really, there's like 27 of you.
No,
yeah.
we were spoiled. We always got
All right,
games.
fair enough.
Whatever we wanted, we got.
I can't. I
Yeah,
can't.
see, mine was always birthday or Christmas.
Well, yours come close to each other anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're only
I
a few
didn't have to
months
wait very
apart.
long.
Yeah.
Birthday, Christmas, or allowance money or something like that.
And it was great because I figured out finally after my grandfather died, I figured out who was buying me consoles every year because that Christmas I didn't get a console. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Is that the year you stopped believing in Santa?
Stop.
Remember Anticipation?
I love Anticipation.
That's another game that we used to play.
I still have 2 copies of that.
That is the
Anticipation.
only game, the only officially licensed Nintendo game that does not have the Nintendo seal on the front of the box.
That is correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the box,
There you go. A little fun fact right
which
there.
is awesome. But yeah, used to love that.
It got to a point where you had to stop playing with him, with Anthony, because 2 lines
It
in,
start-
he
it
knew
start-
he
it
knew
started even
exactly
back
what
then.
it
No,
was.
I'm not gonna lie. It did not matter. It started when I was young.
It was
Anthony knew. I mean, we've known each other since kindergarten.
Yeah.
He knew you couldn't play against me.
That and Wheel of Fortune.
That and Wheel of Fortune. I was sitting watching Wheel of Fortune earlier today with my mother, and I was spitting out the puzzles after 2 letters. She just looks at me. How'd you know that? Same thing with board games. We couldn't play board games much either. Risk.
No, we couldn't play board games because it took too long to set some of them up.
No. What I'm saying is,
No,
like,
no.
Oh.
like Anthony and I used to play
Yeah.
board games like crazy. I was like, but they knew not to play me against.
and it wasn't
in
just
Risk.
it wasn't the strategy.
No, it was the
It was
dice roll.
that every time he rolled, it was either double sixes or whatever it was. Like
It just happened.
yeah, and then it'd be
Yeah.
my turn and 2.
Ones.
2.
and yet, you know what? And somehow I could not parlay that into Vegas.
Yeah.
I go play craps in Vegas. I lose all the time.
Isn't well, you
And-
put a little like the X-Men board down on there, like the one we used to play. Maybe then you'll be
the
able to-
X-Men,
The X-Men
one?
board game, that
The
was
X-Men
fun.
board games were awesome.
That one we used to play hours on it. Why
Yeah.
did we play hours on then? Because I feel like it wasn't that type of game.
No, it wasn't. It was just an awesome game. I
Yeah.
painted all of the plastic figures.
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yes, you did.
Because they were awesome. Because that's when I was still painting.
They were just
like
they
that.
were just like great. They were just like great little figures.
See, I didn't
and-
know that because
Yeah.
I came in with
and,
already
he
seen it.
painted every
No,
single
I
one of
painted
them,
because
and they
that's
looked
when I was
really good.
Yeah, I was still painting Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
figures back
Oh, that's
then,
cool.
'cause we used to play that
Yeah.
as well.
I was just talking about that today.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Talking Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Did you play?
Yeah, I played.
I forgot.
Not with you guys.
Not with us.
Oh,
No.
you played with
I
somebody
played
else.
with before
I, was
I
gonna say,
met
I don't
you
remember
guys.
playing with you.
And the last day I ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I went over to my friend's house, had all my dice, had everything ready. I sit down. He sits down on the far end of the table. He has, because he's the DM, has everything set up. And I go, all right, so when's everyone else getting here? He goes, no, it's just going to be me and you
Oh,
playing
that's right.
one-on-one. I folded everything up. I put the dice back in my bag. And I'm like, I am done playing Dungeons and Dragons because I am not playing one-on-one.
No, that's no fun playing one on one.
Not at all.
You gotta have a group.
Yeah, we played. It was me, you, Rich DePento.
Yep. Pat Ward.
Sometimes it was Pat Ward and Tom Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Who's DM?
Not always me. Pat Ward used to DM too.
Yeah, Pat Ward was a very good DM.
But would you come up with like elaborate stories if you were DM?
Dude, I had like an 8-foot board in my house once.
I
with a
believe
giant-
this.
with
This
a-
was before me,
With like
so.
a giant mansion on it and figures everywhere. I did like a whole big murder
Yep.
mystery thing. It was awesome.
yes, he did.
Remember
Trapdoors and everything.
When I came about, we started playing
And the mazes I used to draw were awesome.
We started playing. It's kind of like the wrestling one. Remember the wrestling? Kind of was like.
The WWF
Yeah,
one. I
yeah.
still have the book.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, the WWF
I was
role-playing game.
terrible at that game.
I remember that because I cut out a picture of the Macho Man from one of the magazines and I put one of my photos in instead of his face. And that was my character.
That's awesome. When we did play, I mean, we can talk about it. It's retro. The board games that you're still into board games, Rippo,
Oh my God.
tremendously.
My friends and I have, I think, at least 50 board games now like that. We meet and we play almost every weekend. It's just insane, how amazing these board games are.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you even still?
what?
Well, that was that one time we were over at my house and you went to play that board game and it took like an hour
No,
to
that's
set
what I
up.
was talking
Oh,
about.
Manchester
We were hanging out for like two.
Yeah,
I think we watched a full hockey game, and he was still setting up. I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta go
I
home.
was still setting up, and then we looked at it and we were like,
Yeah, honestly, it's
and I
like
put it away.
it's like to play these
And
board.
you know what's funny? Like, I set that up again with my friends at her house, and we played through it. We actually did play through it, but after we played through it, we were like, this isn't worth the setup.
No, yeah, well, it was
Some are just
ridiculous.
too elaborate.
Yeah, that
I
was
thought
just-
Mousetrap was elaborate.
Well, you know what it is? It was the first time we bought the game. We just opened it up.
And then they'll learn how to play it
taking
and
all the
stuff.
pieces out, setting
Yeah.
it
setting
up.
it
that's
up
true.
and things.
Yeah.
So that's why it was just taking
yeah.
forever.
Well, like something like
And
when
I
we
was
played-
like, "Can you guys go home?"
Yeah, I know, at that point, I was happy to leave.
And like unlike like Pandemic or Ticket to Ride, those are just easy to set up and play.
Yeah.
Me and Verdi still get
Yeah.
destroyed, but it's just easy to play.
How do you get destroyed? Pandemic's a cooperative game.
Somehow we got destroyed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I did pretty good in that game. I don't know. What
No,
you're
no,
talking
that was
about.
actually fun. I
That was a
enjoyed
good
playing
game.
Pandemic.
There's another great game called Betrayal at the House on the Hill. That's one of my favorite games to play because like you're searching through this haunted house, and as you go into each room, you turn a tile over to reveal the house. So the house is different every time.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Yeah, and then halfway through the game, a haunt starts, and one of the players playing the game becomes the traitor, and then it starts a new storyline, and there are 100 different storylines.
That's cool.
And then the traitor has like an objective to get rid of the other people, and then the other guys have to figure out how to survive. Like,
That's
these
cool.
instruct- Awesome game, absolutely awesome game.
We were actually when we went to the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, they had a whole board game section where you can play board games. And I don't know if you ever seen it. It's a Star Wars board game, but you need like an 8-foot table to play. And
Oh,
it's
yeah, it was
basically, I don't know the full name of it, but it's TIE Fighters, Millennium Falcon. So it's
Star Wars,
it's the
battle
battles.
for TIE Fighters on
Something.
Naboo, and
But the
with
game-
Ewoks and
The
C-3PO.
game is so detailed that it comes with a ruler, and you need to measure out where you are, how far you are from your enemy, if you're in firing range or not.
Well, that's how we used to play HeroClix.
no,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, no, you're right. I forgot
That's
about
exactly what
that.
Yeah.
HeroClix was.
We did
By the way, do
measure
you still
out.
have yours? I still
I
have
have
mine.
everything.
I still
I
have
still
all of
I
mine.
have boxes of.
You still got my
Marvel
unique
Heroes.
Joker?
Yes, I do.
Handshake.
Holy cow!
Handshake. Thank God that's not worth anything.
Good lord!
Oh yeah, these things are completely
And
worthless.
to think
they're
Manhattan,
worthless.
and to think Manhattan was purchased on a whim.
I know.
I remember when they were first like it was first around.
Remember how much money they used to?
Yeah.
How much they went for eventually?
Yeah, I was able to sell and trade my doubles to on King's Games on
Yeah.
King's Highway. I was able to go there and sell my doubles and my unique doubles, and I used to get big money from them. And now nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I remember the Thanos figure from the first set was going online for like $200.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Holy
Yeah.
cow!
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
Well, a lot of that stuff. I
For
mean,
a piece of plastic that's.
But I guess I don't. But you know what? That's like that with everything, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
when
it's the
things
same
first
thing-
come out, the
Yeah.
price skyrockets. The second, you know.
Well, now just to swing it back to retro games.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
video games now. Like you look at some of the video games that we used to play. I mean, the prices for them are absolutely. Some of them are absolutely ridiculous.
oh yeah, I mean we've seen it. You saw the what was it, Gyromite or Stack Up? That was $500.
It was Stack Up.
Yeah,
$550.
I've seen an inbox Super Mike Tyson's Punch Out for about $3.
Yeah.
I saw Legend of
Well,
Zelda inbox
well,
that I
inbox,
almost bought
though.
for $150.
In box though, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
But
But you know,
loose,
like
it's not that
yeah,
much
but you
money.
know, like when I went to Japan 10,000 times this year, and I was going to retro game stores there. Love you, Super Potato. Go to Super Potato. There were games there for like $1,900, like one game, $1,900
U.S. dollars?
Not well, 1,900 yen, which is about
okay.
$1,700.
Oh, okay.
But still,
Yeah.
one game. They also had a Virtual Boy nobody wanted.
Yeah, of course.
Well, somebody wanted it, but it was way too far away.
No, nobody wanted it.
Well,
Nobody
when
wanted
we were at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo, remember the TurboGrafx CD was selling for
the
$1,500.
Yeah,
the system.
$1,500.
Wow.
Crazy.
So, but that, it's but like you said, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
So
It's-
it's
especially when things start becoming popular again. Like all of a sudden, like retro gaming is a thing now in the U.S. It was never a thing. Like in Japan, it's always been a thing because they respect.
Right.
They
We
respect
talked about that,
yeah.
They respect their product more than we do. But now it's starting to come back here, and all of a sudden, all the prices are skyrocketing, and it's super expensive to buy games.
supply and demand. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like I'm still trying to get my hands on a copy of Chrono Trigger. I saw it at the Retro Gaming Expo. It was $100 just for the cartridge. I'm like, I want it in box for that, but in box it's $300.
Yeah, that's a
Crazy.
little
It's
nutty.
absolutely crazy.
But again, like everything with cycles, and but it's what I think is pretty cool though is with the retro. I think what also going to happen is with the release of a lot of this stuff, like these minis that are coming out, all the minis, the NES, Super NES, the Commodore 64, some of the other ones that are going to be coming out. It kind of will flood the market digitally, I think, which may help people like us who, especially me and you, and Rip Okus, there's two of you, to want to purchase those cartridges, because if it's going to flood the market, the ease of getting like a Super NES Classic,
Right.
if you will, then the want for a cartridge isn't going to be as high. They'll still be high for some of them, but it'll be a lot easier to start buying these cartridges, because we've talked about it. And all joking aside, you have your modded Xbox.
Yes.
A friend of ours has a RetroPie. And
Yes,
it's
a
one
friend.
thing. It's one thing to play the emulators, but it's something else to be able to play off the cartridge.
Oh no, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Like I have the modded Xbox where I can play NES games, Super NES games, but the controllers is different. You know what I mean? I'm playing off of the original Xbox controller.
Which was terrible to begin
Yes,
with.
exactly. And I'm using the Xbox controller to play a Nintendo game that only required me to press 2 buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let me
You
ask you
know?
this. That's when we get your opinion, because you are a big Star Wars fan. With the Xbox One now backwards
Get his
compatible.
opinion for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Okay. Look at this. Again, he's running out on me. This is the second week in a row. Xbox One is now backwards compatible with original Xbox games. It just
Oh, really?
happened a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
13 games have come out for it, one of which is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
Did you play that?
No, I didn't play Knights of the Old. My brother played Knights of the Old.
Oh, did he?
Republic,
Oh, maybe
yeah.
that's who I remember playing.
Jonathan played it.
Oh, I thought it was you. All right, never mind.
that.
But let me, because me and Ann talked about it a couple weeks ago, if not last week. Now that the backwards compatibility for Xbox One, which is going to be very limited for the original Xbox games, it's not going to be as elaborate as the 360, because a lot of these companies are gone.
Right.
The copyrights. But what would you probably like to see from the original Xbox One be playable? Excuse me, on the original Xbox be playable on the Xbox One? I mean, I know you still have an Xbox, but still. What would be-
Yeah. All right, I got to think. Hold on.
Do.
I mean, I'm a big Buffy mark.
We talked
the
about
Buffy
that
the
too,
Vampire
yeah.
Slayer games I thought was very good.
What do you think of the second one?
The first one was obviously better.
Oh, absolutely.
The second one was all right, but the first one was better.
Okay. So then Rippo said, "Forget this. I'm done." And I told, you know what? I don't need you. Oh, hey, what's going on here?
Hey, I'm back.
But what else?
you were bored out of your
Halo.
minds.
Okay, well, that's already kind of because with
It's
the
remastered.
the Master
yeah,
Chief Collection. Yeah,
right. It's
Isn't that
remastered.
also Video Game Hall of Fame Halo now?
Yes, it is. Look at that.
Yeah,
Nice
yes.
tie-in. I like it. That's upstate New York.
Is that in upstate New York?
I think so.
I think we're going to have to go visit.
That works for me.
They need a few more games in it, though.
What else? Oh, and there was what was the other game? Oh,
For which?
the original, because
OG
I
Xbox.
liked the original Call of Duty 2. I know they just came out with the new one, the World War II.
yeah.
But the
that-
first one that came
yeah.
out for the Xbox on the Xbox release was really good,
Okay.
and I would like to see that again.
All right. We'll see what happens with that, especially with that backwards capability. I know we
Yeah.
talked about it last week.
The backwards
Or a
compatibility.
couple
That should
weeks ago.
always be included, but they don't seem to do that.
There's something about it.
I still don't have a PlayStation 3.
Good for you.
For soon. Well, it's soon. It's coming.
So, all right. Yeah, so, kind of wrap this part of it up here with the live streams. Let me ask you your opinion, kind of your outsider's opinion, because
Okay.
For a live stream, would you prefer to see like a game you've never really seen before, a game that you've never really played before, or just a game that you're familiar with, just to see someone try and beat it?
As long as the game is interesting, and it's not like you're watching the same thing happening on every board over and over again. I don't think it matters what game it is, as long as it's interesting. You can see like they're doing different things. That's the whole thing.
That makes sense. It's one of the many reasons why I won't play Clock Tower on a live stream, because it's a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, that'd be a little tough. to
Yeah,
play.
those are just like,
you
if
probably,
you're not into those are just boring as hell.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably get away with it for like just a little bit, just to be like, "Hey, check this out."
Yeah.
but not like the gameplay's like
Exactly.
we do.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
We go for
Same
like an
thing
hour
with
and a half,
Tecmo's
2 hours.
Deception, which I've talked about how much I love it.
Really, you wouldn't play that one?
I would try and play it, but I'd probably only play it for like 15 or 20 minutes, because I just think it's
Very elaborate.
It's not very elaborate.
Like,
It's very repetitive.
Have you done the X-Men yet?
Which one?
For the Genesis?
Well, he did.
I
What'd you
have not.
do? No, you did.
I did,
you did
X-Men Mutant Apocalypse for Super Nintendo.
No.
The first one.
The first one.
No, I haven't done that yet.
See that you should do that one.
I should. I like Clone Wars.
Because you
better.
know what? Because that's another thing too. Like the graphics were good on that and everything. So
I love
you
that
you go,
game.
it could hold someone's attention.
I think I only beat it once.
That's because we didn't know we had to press
the reset button
on the
after,
Genesis.
after the Mojo level.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what happens is you stop at the game. At the end of the level, it's like it just stops, and we're like walking around the screen, and we're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" We have no idea. And then after a while, we would just say, "All right, fine." We'd shut it off.
We thought it was a game glitch. We thought that was it. We were
Right,
like,
so,
oh.
so we would shut off the console. Little did we know we had to press the reset button.
Is that like one of like it was on the back of the box, like a little hint on the back of the box?
No, nothing.
No,
Nobody
really.
told you- Nobody.
Wow.
There was nowhere.
Wow.
And this was pre-internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it was basically like call the Sega hotline. It's like, everybody. I don't know. I don't remember how I found that out. That you had to press the reset button.
Yep, you press the reset
Take out-
button and then you go to Asteroid M.
Yep.
That's it.
Bait and switch, man.
Unbelievable.
Terrible.
So, well, if you guys out there, and comment on the Facebook page, facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast. If you want to see either myself, Anthony, or even Josh or Brandon, they've been doing this with us as well with the live stream. If you want to recommend something, apparently we got who mentioned Clone? You said Clone Wars. You said the first X-Men.
Apparently I'm playing X-Men in December.
All right, fair enough. We can certainly do that.
That's fine with me.
Or you can do that.
Yes, I will.
Another one too, but it's a long one. But Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2 is amazing.
Resident Evil 2 is one of the.
But that is-
one of the
yeah, you're
best.
right, that is long.
Yeah, it's a long one.
I've seen enough people have been doing them, though. I do see them online.
Yeah.
And they do get some good hits.
Yeah, I don't have several hours, unfortunately. Even Zelda was
Speaking of
pushing
Resident Evil. Ooh, VR Resident Evil. Oh, it's a whole bunch
That's
of
Skyrim.
VR. Well, before it was
Yeah, I
Resident
know.
Evil. Actually, Skyrim just came out on Switch.
It did.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Make
to
sure you pick it up.
I'm gonna have to. So give us suggestions. We'd love to play the games, and this month we're continuing with the games that we're thankful for. Actually, I think Brandon's doing the holiday week here,
Yep.
so he's gonna be playing what he's thankful for. And then next year in December we're gonna play
Next month.
games.
Not next year.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Next month, edit. Next month,
We're doing games we received for Christmas, right?
Yep, and I know what I'm playing. Super Mario Brothers 2.
And
I'll
actually,
tell
I
you right
believe
now.
X-Men was one of the games I got for Christmas, so I'm all set.
I remember getting
There
Super
you
Mario
go.
Brothers 2, and I flipped out. I was like, oh, my God. I remember it was actually in a lunchbox. Someone gave me a lunchbox. So I unwrap it. I'm like, oh, a lunchbox. Okay, thank you. And for some reason, I just opened up the lunchbox to look at the thermos, and there it was inside. I'm like, oh, I think I threw the lunchbox away or something like that.
That's right. Who needs a lunchbox?
Honestly. So that'll be next month. And, check it out. Like I said, let us know what you want us to see played on the Facebook page. And now it's starting to get busy in here.
Rowdy
This is
and
gonna be
noisy
good.
football
I like
game.
it. I like it.
That's right.
Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Oh,
This game just kicked off.
Oh, who's playing?
Seattle
Two
and
football teams.
Falcons.
Uh-oh. Do we have the express written consent of the NFL? Oh, boy. All right.
Well, I take a knee.
All right, Larry, I got a good one for this week's Wacky Retro game.
Right. Oh, Verdi, welcome to Wacky Retro Gaming. You listen to the podcast every week, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
So for those of you who don't listen every week I find a wacky retro game to cover, just some weird game that was made.
Okay.
Okay. So this week's wacky retro game is called the Zoo Race. It was released on PC in 2007.
Okay.
Okay, so in the Zoo Race, I'm just going to read through the actual description of the game. After teasing her friend Reuben about believing in the Bible story of Noah's Ark, Hannah the librarian has a dream about it in which she and her friends are reshaped into animals. They participate in the race games of celebration after the world floods. But unknown to everyone, Noah's sons have created many obstacles on the racetrack to slow down the participants, including hurdles, glass mazes, piranhas, exploding barrels, bomber planes, rockets, cannons.
Because if anyone remembers the Bible, they know the rocket planes
That's
are
right.
in the Bible.
In addition to the races, players can also visit the Ark at nighttime, which will reveal an animal dance party unlike any other, where the creatures dance underneath colored spotlights to rock music. Players can click on any creature to see their solo dance, or they can click on Noah to hear a heavenly voice on the Ark's dance stage. Additionally,
That's how I envision the Ark.
Additionally, after every race, the winner is featured on an outdoor dance stage underneath moonlight and blasting fireworks, with the losers looking onwards. The Zoo Race. That is this week's wacky retro game.
Let me tell you something. If there is any game to get me back into full-time gaming, that sounds like it.
And this week in gaming. What do we got, bro?
So last year I lost the hearing in my left ear, and this week I've lost the hearing in my right. So I think I am officially deaf now. Thank you, Josh.
I think it's just become part of my life now.
Oh, is it? You don't? Is it like it's so shrill you don't even hear it anymore?
It's like a dog whistle now. I can't even hear
dog
it.
whistle.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not there yet.
You're a cat person.
That's true. I need more like meow sound instead. But that means we're at This Week in Gaming, so
yes.
Why don't we get that started?
Get right into it.
All right, so we're gonna start back in 1983.
Okay.
And we're gonna start in the good old United Kingdom.
Ooh.
On
Chip
the
Cheerio.
Don't do that.
Okay.
On the ZX Spectrum.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is getting we talked a few weeks ago about the mini version of it.
The old Kickstarter. Maybe this will be on the Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. So on the ZX Spectrum in 1983, we got a game called Manic Miner.
Okay.
M-I-N-E-R.
Oh, okay.
O-R.
All right, good.
Yeah, not underaged person.
Excellent.
Somebody who mines.
What? I figured that. Okay.
I just want to be clear. I don't know what you understand and don't understand.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying we're moving on to 1984 on the Famicom. In Japan, we got Excite Bike.
Ooh, nice.
Excellent game. Jump into 1985, also on the Famicom, a game that ate many a quarter that I had when it was in the arcade. But on the Famicom, we got Burger Time in 1985.
Oh, Burger. Hey, it's classic. I wasn't really a huge fan of it, but it was a classic.
Oh, man, I loved shooting the condiments with peppers, and running around completing my burgers. Honestly, that game should have been sponsored by like Burger King or something. It just made me hungry. Moving on to 1986, also on the Famicom in Japan, we got a little game called Ikari Warriors. Do you remember that game?
Ooh, yes. I love that game.
I remember that game because I used to love throwing the grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, 1987, on the TurboGrafx 16 in Japan, there was a game called JJ and Jeff.
Why does that sound familiar?
JJ and Jeff?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just made me think of Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jefferson. Is the and Jeff part. Moving on to 1988, on the Commodore 64 in the U.S., We got The Lost Crown of Queen Anne. So a British game in the United States. Okay.
Chip, chip, cheerio.
No. Moving on to 1989. Also in Japan. We're in Japan a lot for this one.
Okay.
On the Sharp X68000.
Bazinga.
We got a game called Lipstick Adventure.
Of course it's in Japan. What is that all about? I wonder.
I wonder what the Lipstick Adventure was.
Is it anything like the Bongo game from a few weeks ago?
I was Boonga Boonga.
Boonga Boonga, excuse me.
Yeah, make sure you get that right.
I got to be careful with that one.
I'm telling you, my next trip to Japan, I am looking for that arcade. Somebody must still have it. Or a sequel. One of the other.
I don't even want to know what the sequel's like.
I don't know either. I don't want to know, but I want to know. You know what I mean? Moving on to 1990 on the Famicom in Japan, we got this game I used to have a blast playing, but I can never figure out how to beat it. A Boy and His Blob, Trouble on Blobalonia.
Oh gosh, yeah, those jelly beans.
I fed him all the jelly beans, and you know what? He never got bigger, and furthermore, it made me hungry for jelly beans, and I couldn't beat the game.
And I think like the one jelly bean you need at the end of the game, like I used to like accidentally throw at him every now and again.
Oh yeah, because there was one jelly bean you only got one of.
Yeah.
So and
some
if you blew
weird
it,
flavor, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird flavor. I used to love. I just remember the root beer flavors turned him into a rocket.
Yes.
And I believe the vanilla ones made him an umbrella.
Vanilla umbrella.
Vanilla umbrella.
Yeah.
There you go. See how that worked? Something I just learned. Moving on to 1991 on the Game Gear.
Ooh.
In Japan.
Oh.
And I really want to know what this game was like. It was the Berlin Wall. So what I want to know is, are you fighting to build it? Are you breaking it down?
Wait, what year?
1991. So this was 2 years after it came down.
Maybe you're Reagan having to
go
over.
Did it come down in 88 or 89? I thought it came out in 89.
Well, either way, the game came out afterwards. But maybe
yes.
You're Reagan. Reagan smash Will. That's my Reagan.
Maybe.
And you got to head over, and you got to
You're Reagan with a
systematically.
sledgehammer.
Yes, exactly. That'd be awesome.
So it's like, so it's like Wrecking Crew, but with Reagan and the Berlin Wall.
I want that game now. That would be, and then you see Gorbachev like up on top, like throwing like sickles at you or whatever was on their Russian flag.
He's throwing stuff down at you to stop you. I think that's a great game.
I know Gorbachev, Russia, Berlin Wall. I get it. It's a terrible, it's a terrible Reagan accent anyway. So, but okay, interesting, right. Very interesting. Well, you know, Reagan was shot on my first birthday.
What?
Reagan was shot on my first birthday.
Oh,
and
no wonder why. That explains a lot about you.
There's a picture of me on my first birthday that my parents took of me in front of the television while Reagan was getting shot live on television.
That's all. You should sell copies of that.
I don't know where it is. I don't know if
you need to. I'm serious. Autograph copies of your first birthday photo with Reagan getting shot in the back.
I don't want it. I don't want that happening.
I think that. Oh my god, I would make so much money off of that. Nothing good ever happens on my birthday, except for Hurricane Gloria
and Sandy, almost.
I think it was. All right, let's
after those natural disasters. All right, what do we got?
Let's move on from the Berlin Wall. Well, what we just gave everybody was a whole lot of trivia, which makes sense because in 1992 on the Sega Genesis we got Jeopardy.
Oh, then you're going to say the Great Wall.
No, that's oh man, we need one. We need a game called The Great Wall. Can it be based off of that Matt Damon movie?
Oh, good Lord, no, please. All right, moving on. Terrible.
1993 on the PC 98 in Japan. We got HHG, Heart Heat Girls.
Whoa, all right. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Get yourself a PC 98 for that. Moving on to 1994 on the Neo Geo. Samurai Showdown 2.
Great series.
It's a great series, especially if you're a samurai in the need of a showdown.
Exactly, and you have like $900 to spend on a cartridge.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to 1995 on Windows, the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, The seventh guest. This was the 11th hour.
Ooh, which is better, seventh guest or 11th hour?
Seventh guest by far.
Oh,
11th
okay.
hour wasn't that great.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that great at all. But I still played through it 3 times to see all 3 endings. Moving on to 1996. On the Sony PlayStation. 10-Pin Alley. Do you remember 10-Pin Alley?
I do.
I owned that game. It was a bowling game.
Yeah, I didn't own it, but I do remember it.
I remember owning it and playing it a lot. 1997 on the Sega Saturn. Quake.
Ooh, all right.
That was a great game.
Yeah,
back then.
well, it created almost an engine for a little while, Quake engine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They did. 1998 on the Sony PlayStation, another game that you will know very well, and I still own it. It is the 19th birthday for Busta Groove.
Wow, 19 years? Holy cow.
Yeah, before the whole dance gaming craze started.
Yeah, that was definitely pre-Dance Dance.
Yeah, that was about a year after Parappa the Rapper.
Yes.
So, which we talked about last week.
Busta Groove.
That was the song. Thank you. Moving on to 1999 on Sony PlayStation and Sega Dreamcast, we got Fighting Force 2.
Okay.
Which was a cool just beat 'em up game.
Mm-hmm.
In 2000 on the Nintendo 64, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Oh, I think I've played that a couple of times. I mean, that may have been a rental.
I don't remember playing that one, but I am curious.
Mm-hmm.
2001 on the Nintendo GameCube, another amazing game, Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Best-selling game on the GameCube.
Best-selling game on the GameCube.
Talked about it a couple weeks ago.
When we did that a couple weeks ago. That is true. 7 million units, if I remember correctly.
There you go. You have a good memory over 2 weeks.
I have an excellent memory. Yeah. Steel trap, my friend. Have no idea what I'm doing after this. 2002 on the Game Boy Advance, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords Adventure.
Talked about that a couple of weeks ago as well. Well, game led to the Four Swords Adventure on the GameCube, the standalone.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you have a good memory as well.
That was just a shot in the dark.
Hey, you know what? We take shots of all kinds. Moving on to 2003 on the Nintendo GameCube, 1080 Avalanche, snowboarding game.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember that?
I do, yeah.
I liked that game.
Wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. I preferred the Tony Hawk series. Over
Absolutely.
it, of course. 2004, GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, Windows. We got Prince of Persia, Warrior Within.
Okay.
Everybody's got a warrior just waiting to bust out.
They do. Got that. Yeah. Yep, sure.
Just have to believe.
Yep.
Moving on to 2005 on the Nintendo DS, we got Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time.
That was a good one. That was part of that started with Superstar Saga. It was basically, there were RPGs that, Mario and Luigi were in. Great series, still going today. Definitely worthwhile picking up.
Cool. I gotta say, though, I mean, I've never played it, but, I still think back to Super Mario RPG as just
absolutely
the epitome of RPG gaming. In the 16-bit world,
it really was. I mean, so glad that it's on the Super NES Classic. So
yes, and pause for a second.
Yep, no problem.
This is a mistake. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Because I know for a fact it says the Nintendo Wii came out, and that is not correct.
What is this,
I think
68?
I just think I didn't replace it with something else.
Okay.
Let me just find something for 06 really quickly.
Ooh, excuse me. Okay.
Hopefully right here, something quickly. No, I don't like any of those. Okay, moving on. 2006. Barbie in the 12 Dancing Princesses?
Whoa. Whore?
We always knew, though. She never liked Ken.
She was always after Joe.
It's true. Well, a bunch of shit came out in Russia. Jesus Christ. Cuban Missile Crisis: The Aftermath.
Ooh, that should be interesting.
No thanks. So 0. Wow. Big old goose egg here. Oh. Maybe. I know what I wrote here. The Wii was released in Japan in 2006, but I don't want to do that 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Because we got the Wii a week earlier.
Yeah.
November. This is the 28th, this episode, so I can go back to the 26th. Man, this crap. Come on, this is like Christmas season. Give me the goods. All right, I'm just going to go with this. I think this is a good one to go with anyway. But I thought I'd find something better. Okay, ready.
All right, hold on. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay.
And last but not least, in 2006 on Windows, we got Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King.
Oh, okay. Lengthy title, like the movies. But
it's a very long title, but the I will say the Windows game, or the PC games for those are pretty cool.
No, they are. They definitely are.
Just giant battling. Lots of battles. And that is this week in gaming.
All right, so we're back here at Buffalo Wild Wings because, if you suspend disbelief.
It sounded like we were somewhere else for this week in gaming.
Verdi was very quiet. The whole place was very quiet.
I know.
And Josh appeared for 2 seconds.
Sorry, guys. A little under the weather today.
Apparently you needed to take a break there. So did Buffalo Wild Wings.
So with this being, the weekend after Thanksgiving, well, this post after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm sure we're all going to be full by then, so I'm assuming
I'm
we're all
still
full at this point.
And we haven't even had Thanksgiving
honestly.
yet.
Well, I'll be having Thanksgiving at the Terminal 5 at JFK.
I hear there's a mean turkey dinner there.
I hope so. Yeah, literally a mean one. They slap you with it. So, so, Ant, like I said, you're in town, which is great to see you as always. And
always great to see you as well.
Looking forward to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes, I am looking forward to it, as long as I survive it.
Being the balloon handler. And hopefully, Verdi, your Thanksgiving will be wonderful and plentiful.
I'm sure it will.
With you and your family. You doing it at your house? You heading to your
Nah,
mother's?
I'm going to have my parents over and my in-laws over.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're hosting?
Just my parents and my wife's parents.
Okay.
That should be combustible. No,
Yeah,
actually,
it's time. It's time we start treating Mama.
I was going to say it's the Griswold family Thanksgiving.
All of a sudden, Jonathan shows up for some reason
in a Winnebago
with an already cooked turkey you raised. So, all right, and we're going to wrap up this week with the holiday upon us. Next week we'll talk about, I'm sure there's going to be some Black Friday buy-in.
Next episode we'll definitely be covering Black Friday.
Absolutely.
And how much I've maxed out my credit card.
There you go. See, that's why I always keep mine maxed.
The single.
So I don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
That's right, please. So, all right. So with that, when we're here from Buffalo Wild Wings, Verdi, again, thank you very much for joining us as always.
No problem.
And it's great seeing you. As always, make sure you follow me on Facebook. And everyone can follow the Retro Gamers on Facebook.com/Retro Gamers Podcast, Instagram @the_Retro Gamers, and of course the website, theretrogamers.com. And of course all episodes on the More of the Same network, the Yin and the Yang podcast, and the Better Half. Find us everywhere you listen to podcasts, including Amazon Alexa and iHeartRadio and YouTube. Check it all out. Give us a 5-star rating. And I know you're not. When are you heading home? You're probably heading home when this drops.
I think the day that this drops is the day that I will be heading home.
Fair enough. All right. Well, good luck. Safe flight.
Thank you.
It was nice seeing you.
Safe flights to you as well,
Thank
especially
you.
On Turkey Day.
Yes, that's going to be very. Well, I've already flown on 9/11, not the
and
one, but
you need
A1.
to get on a flight and get the hell out of here. One of these days.
Well, maybe next time we get together, we'll all be in LA.
Possibly.
So, Survivor Series is going to be there. So.
Yeah, I know. The only reason why you would come out to
That's
visit me.
no. The last 2 times I
Yes.
went out, all
Yeah,
right.
that's
SummerSlam.
exactly the reason.
Well, if I told him that and I told him there was a Virtual Boy at one of the game stores there, he would fly out. And you know what? I may just tell you that, even though nobody in their right mind would ever have a Virtual Boy at their store.
And with that, folks, hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you next time on the Retro Gamers.
#VB sucks.